My name is Jenny Tincher. I'm an associate pastor here at Memorial Drive UMC in Houston, Texas. I grew up in church. I grew up kind of in leadership in the youth group. I was in choir and handbells and all those things, but never thought that I would work in the church. But while I was in college at my church there, formed a close relationship with both of my pastors, and both of them independently of each other, I think saw some gifts in me that I had not yet identified in myself, and just started talking to me about what would it look like if you went to seminary, and have you ever considered this as a path? And I feel like God is calling me and I don't know what that means, so I just started to explore it. And I was around 21 at that time, 20 or 21.
For me, my road to becoming a minister happened through a long journey rather than one moment. It happened through conversations with people that I cared about, who decided to take that step and say, Michael, I actually see this gift in you to become a pastor. And for a long time, I kind of kept my fingers in my ears and said, I'm not listening to that. I've got other dreams, other hopes. But in time, I finally started to pull the fingers from my ears and start thinking, I think this would be really something I could dive in deep to. And I just had such a support system in the way I became a minister that was helpful, and I wasn't doing it on my own. And I've now found this deep passion for preaching and for teaching and for pastoring people.
I have friends that are pastors that kind of had these lightning bolt moments where they felt like, in an instant that's what they were called to do. But for me, it was kind of over the course of time. I had, great mentors and student ministry. And then my best friend growing up was our pastor's son. And so I had a lot of FaceTime with our pastor growing up, and knew that I wanted to do something that would help the community, that would help people find meaning in their life. And I knew that the church helped me do that, and becoming a Christian helped me do that. And so I kind of wanted to offer what other people had offered me.
We are all called to serve Christ in some way. I have the fortunate blessing of being paid to do it and not having to split my time and juggle. I get to do this for my job. I was blessed to be able to see clergy women who were strong leaders and really powerful servants of Christ at several points along my journey. And those moments and those relationships were pretty transformative, pretty life-changing for me. But it's always really cool to see children and little girls imagine what it would be like to do that, and to see like they could do that too. There's some study that came out in the last couple of years that said that little girls especially, who are exposed to, who see women leading in prominent roles of ministry, whether it's ordained ministry or maybe they're a worship leader or just leading prayer in the congregation or reading scripture, it impacts their self-esteem in a really positive way. And that's really cool.
I had a friend in the congregation who texted me, and I'm close with her and her family, and she has an 8-year-old daughter. And I joke that she's my spirit animal. That's what I call her. She texted me and she said, today your spirit animal after church said, maybe one day I can be a pastor too. And so I think about, these little girls, especially for me as a female pastor, and there are so many traditions where that's still not allowed, and that call is still not recognized for women. And so for me, knowing that these little girls are watching women lead in the church, on a kind of an equal platform with men, and that they're being, whether they become pastors or not, that they're being formed by that, those are the moments that I'm really proud and so glad to get to be a part of this work.